Hey there, Zappers. You know what time it is. It's the Zap Top 10 Books of the Week with Corey Brown.
What's going on, guys? Corey here. Top 10 time. Busy week by myself this week. I'll make it quick for you. Got a new sign. I forgot to mention that last week. Really happy about it. We loved our old sign, but we had to get a new one because of the new owners of the plaza. They wanted them to be like 3D lettering, so it's fine. Change is good. It's not that we didn't like the other one. Got the new one. We also got new of our stamp cards, which is like a loyalty program, which we had the old cards for. I started here in 06, and we had them before I was here, so it had to be at least 20 years, if not longer. We've had those cards, so we got some new stamp cards as well, which is cool. And we got some, changing. That's all. Nothing wrong with that. All right, so here we go. Top 10 for August 7th, 8th, something like that. I can't remember. All right, number 10, Gotham City Sirens, number 1. This was a big series back in the day. They brought it back. It sold well. It's curious to see if it's going to catch on. There's a lot of cool variants, which always sell because it's Gotham City Sirens with these three girls. But so we're going to see if it catches on. But it did sell pretty good. So cannot complain about that. Number 9 is Venom War, number 1. Another Venom book. It's like Venomverse, Edge of Venomverse, Death of Venomverse, Venom War. A little bit saturated, a little bit too much. They are fun, but they just keep pumping them out, one after another, and it's a lot of the Venom guys are just like, I'm not picking a lot of this stuff up. It did sell pretty good, but not like it should have. This should have been in the top 5 if it wasn't so saturated. Number 8, Scarlet, book 3. Of course, I talk about this every week. Skybound is doing really well with the Hasbro properties of G.I. Joe and Transformers. So this is Scarlet. Number 3 is book 8. Number 7 is Spider-Man Black Suit in Blood, book 1. Of course, this one here had a lot of variant covers as well. Sold strong. Anytime Spidey's wearing the black suit, it does sell really well, and it's cool. Francis Lanoue cover. Very neat. Always in the top 10, Daredevil, book 12. Of course, there's these nuts. Got him! Was it D3, D23, whatever you call it, out in Anaheim this week. And they're doing a lot of announcements. They did some announcements for the Daredevil show and a bunch of other stuff, Marvel, Disney, and anything on that umbrella related. So it's pretty cool, Star Wars stuff. So that is Daredevil number 12. Number 5 is Batman 151. Batman always sells. Really consistent selling book. So Catwoman's in there. Absolute power tie-in. Pretty cool. Number 4 is Spider-Man Reign 2, book 2. Carrie Andrews is killing it with this one like he did with Spider-Man Reign 1, which if you haven't read the trade yet, I highly, highly recommend reading it. I remember when it was coming back out back in like 06, 07, 08 era. I forget what year it was, but it was really cool. It's kind of like the Dark Knight Returns of Spider-Man. So the trade is back in print. We do have it in stock if you want to read that before you read this, but I definitely suggest reading it. This surprised me. I'm actually very happy it's up here. I didn't think it was going to sell as well as it did. I'm very happy with it. Number 3 is Avengers number 17, where Storm joins the team. They're bringing in all the new X-Men stuff, and she is popping over here, which is cool. I'm sure at some point it's going to tie into the movie stuff, now that they're bringing mutants into the movies, but I'm really happy. Avengers is up here. Avengers should always be in the top 10. It almost never is, because it just doesn't sell like that for some weird reason, and I'm a big Storm fan, so I'm actually really happy to see this. So that was book number 3. Number 2, a very solid seller, Absolute Power, book 2. Book 1 sold really well, went to second print almost immediately. We ordered very heavy on book 2, and it sold really well. So far, people are liking this series. We'll see where it goes, but I'm glad to see DC has a hot book up here. Mark Waid, you cannot go with Mark Waid writing, especially main books like this. So it's really cool. Number 1, very, very easy guess. Gail Simone is killing it with Uncanny X-Men book 1. It's probably gone to second print already. If it hasn't, it will. All these X books are selling well, all the relaunches, even X-Force. So I'm glad these books are doing well, because X-Men was after the House of X, Powers of X stuff. It just dropped off like a rock, and it was really quiet. So I'm glad the X-Men books are selling. So they should be. They should always be up here. X-Men they're awesome. Uncanny X-Men is one of the main reasons why I got into comics back in the day. So I'm glad it's still going strong. It's got the old school logo, which it should have, and we finally have an Uncanny X-Men book. We haven't had one in a while. We have a lot of X-Men books, but there's usually not an Uncanny one, at least recently. So that's pretty cool. So that is the top 10. Next week, I'm sure I'll be back with Dave or someone else. And enjoy the weather. The stuff finally stopped raining. It's supposed to be sunny all week, thankfully. And we will see you guys at the shop. Bye, everybody.